This episode of The Bill and Callie Show is brought to you by Sip Coffee House 2 in Highland, Indiana on Jewett Avenue. Great coffee, lattes, smoothies, and more. Food and treats you will adore. Small town charm with big city selection. It's Sip Coffee House 2. Hi everybody. We're coming to you today from the Genesius Guild Theater Company in Hammond, Indiana, where we are currently in rehearsals for A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, which is opening next weekend on the 16th and running for 2 weekends straight. And with me right now is Kelly Denise Horton and Jason Horn, and they are playing Domina and Senex. So welcome to the show, you guys.
Hello.
Thank you.
Now, I know Jason really well because he and I were just in the Cemetery Club, for those of you who watch the show and heard me blab about it constantly all the time. And of course, I know Kelly from a bunch of different shows that we've done together, musicals and things like that. So I'm super excited to be the assistant director for this wonderful show. Tell us about your character a little bit.
Domina is the wife of Senex, and just by name alone, Domina is very dominant character. Yeah. She loves her family. She does. She's kind of hard on poor Senex. just a little hard on him. Loves her son, but everything has to be just so. She's very, I guess, class conscious.
Well, yeah, she was the daughter of a general.
Of a Roman general.
That's true.
Yes, and so she's very uppity.
And she has a wonderful solo in this show.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
lots of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Jason, tell us a little bit about Senex.
Senex is Latin for old man, but I took the part anyway.
That's true. You're way too young to play the part.
Totally henpecked by his wife, but other than that, stands up as a patrician Roman. He's actually the only character in the play who will stand up to and talk to the mighty captain as an equal.
Oh, you're right. We didn't even think about that fact that you guys kind of butt heads a little bit. So tell us about the show and what people can expect when they come to see it.
Oh wow, it was originally produced in the 60s, and it has starred Zero Mostel or Nathan Lane, Whoopi Goldberg. So as you could well imagine, it's a comedy.
And it's a very iconic musical.
Yes, it's also a Stephen Sondheim musical, although the music is not typical Sondheim. It's a lot more catchy and up-tempo, not so many songs that you might go away singing. One or two. Right,
one or two that you'll know and recognize and have heard many, many times.
That's how I've explained it to friends of mine. I tell them, I mention the fact that it's a movie from the 60s with Zero Mostel, Buster Keaton, and they'll look at me funny. They'll look at me funny. I'm like, but there's one song that I know you'll recognize.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Yes.
So tell our audience why they should come and see the show, besides the fact that it's iconic.
Well, obviously to see us.
Exactly.
But also, it's just so full of laughs. The second half has a farce chase through it. Whether you like that or not, you're going to laugh. And you're going to hum and obviously see people you know.
That's right. So everybody come on out, see these two wonderful performers as well as the rest of the cast who are phenomenal. And we'll be back with a few other characters in just a few minutes. And with us now we have Chong Cho and Ryan Grant. And Chong is playing Miles Gloriosus. Ryan is playing Marcus Licus. So Ryan, why don't you tell us about Marcus Licus?
Well, Marcus Licus is one of the owners of the three houses in the show, which is nice to feel. But he is a purveyor of women, as it were. I don't want to, but he gets wrapped up in solicit shenanigans as well. They are very close friends, and I think it's a very fun time.
It is very fun. And tell us about Miles Gloriosus.
Miles is a Roman captain. He's actually just arrived in Rome to claim his bride from Licus, and what's really important about him is that he loves himself more than anyone else. So I think he is the Gaston-like character. from Beauty and the Beast before Gaston was ever around.
That's right, I call shenanigans on Beauty and the Beast for stealing that character, because now that you've mentioned that, that very much is what it was, I think. So tell the audience why they should come and see this amazing show.
It's hilarious. That's all I can say.
It really is. I mean, it's just a whole lot of fun, common mistaken identity, and the show's a whole lot of fun. I mean, it's a big farce, mistaken identities, a lot of very colorful characters, and I think that anyone that comes out is in for a good show.
Perfect. Thank you guys for being on this wonderful episode about Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum.
Thank you.
Thanks. So with us right now, we have the very beautiful Maria Matura and the very handsome Joseph McCraw. And Maria is playing the part of Philia. Joseph is playing the part of Hero. So Maria, tell us a little bit about your character.
She's the smartest person ever.
Oh, yeah.
No, actually, I think she thinks she's smart, but she's not really. She's a courtesan. She's the virginal one. She's
a little naive.
Yeah, she falls in love with someone she's not supposed to be in love with.
That's right. But you guys have one of the most beautiful songs in the show, which is a lot of fun, and your characters are so much fun watching you back and forth with everything you have going on. Tell us about Hero.
Well, Hero is a young man who's sheltered from his parents and stuff, and falls in love even though his parents don't want him to, and is willing to do anything to be with the love of his life.
Now you're the son of
Senex.
Senex and Domina, and you have a home with slaves in it. So you're probably a little wealthy and a little bit spoiled, would you think?
I would think so, yeah.
And the girl that you fall in love with is probably not somebody you should be falling in love with.
Probably not. Probably not.
Because she comes from that house of Marcus Licus, I believe. We talked to Marcus Licus a little bit ago, so we know the kind of women he takes care of. So, well, some of them are beautiful virginal women.
Exactly.
Yes. And there's a lot of mistaken identities and a lot of chase scenes and different fun things going on all the time. But besides that, why should the audience come out and see this show?
I didn't know you want to talk. I mean, the bottom line is it's really funny. I sit at rehearsal every day and laugh out loud at things that people do because,
Me too.
I mean, it took me a long time to catch jokes, and I think that's just my character in my head. But it's funny, and kids will like it, and kids will find it funny, even if some of it, goes over their head. They'll still,
Right, 'cause
everyone
there's
will
a lot
enjoy
of slapstick
Yeah.
kind of fun things going on.
Yeah, there's a
right?
few things that adults will find funny, and the kids will
Right.
be like,
And the beautiful costumes that Amanda is
Yeah,
doing
of course.
for us, and then David Long has done
David
an
Long,
amazing
what would we
job
do
with
without
our.
David
I
Long?
know, with the choreography
Yeah.
and everything, and then we've got Bob the Builder making this wonderful set for us, and
Yeah.
Gary
So-
Mayan as a fabulous director, and David Markley doing the music and helping out with that. So it's a perfect show.
yeah, I'm
Yes.
so excited.
Yeah, we're super excited.
Yeah.
We want all of you to come out and see these guys and see everybody else in this show. So thanks you guys for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, we have Tom Knieser and Pat Port. Tom is playing Pseudolus and Pat is playing Hysterium. So, Tom, tell us a little bit about your character.
Well, Pseudolus, he's a slave to the son of Senex, and he's trying to find every which way to not become a slave anymore. He's tried every which way to scam people out of ways to get money, and he's a conniver, he's a schemer. He just wants to, but he's so desperate to become a free man and just enjoy life. So.
And he has a big heart.
And he does have a big heart.
He does
He does care for his slave owner, his master, I should say,
His family. That
and the family he lives with,
Yeah.
right? But he does care about them. So he does. It's like I get what I want, but I want to give him what he wants, and he wants is the girl. So he's like, go ahead, and I'll help. You get what I want. You get what you want. I get what I want.
That's right. Perfect. And tell us about Hysterium.
Well, Hysterium is very by the book. He's the slave-in-chief for Senex, and he wants everything to run as is, as planned, but if you come and see the show, you'll see everything doesn't go as planned. So there are a lot of twists and
pulled into some of
there are a lot of
this
twists and
guy's
turns, and he's one of those characters that he wants to stay within the borderlines of what he's used to, but he's also willing to help put out a helping hand for good old Pseudolus.
And one of the things we've talked about is how a lot of the names kind of fit the character that they are, and Hysterium is the perfect name
He's
for somebody
hysterical the entire time.
Hysterical. And I've had the opportunity to work with both of these guys in the past, and I know how phenomenal they are. I know what a wonderful singer Tom is because we've done a couple of shows together. And Pat is hysterical. I have seen him in so many roles where he just is the whole reason people crack up. And so for that reason alone, you should come and see the show, just for these two guys. But you've gotten a chance to meet a couple of the other people that are in the show, and I can guarantee you, as the assistant director and as a theater goer and a person who loves musical theater, this is going to be such a fun, amazing show. So tell these people what they need to do.
Well, you gotta come out to the Genesius Guild, and you gotta come out and get your tickets.
We open on the 16th.
Open the 16th.
2 weekends.
Yep.
Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I believe the Friday, Saturday shows are at 8 p.m.
Yep.
The Sunday shows, I want to say, are at
3, I
3,
believe.
but doors open at 2 o'clock. Call the number that I'm sure Callie will post
Absolutely.
after this little interview. Call the number, get your tickets, because this is definitely a show that you don't want to miss.
Oh, it's gonna
Perfect.
be tremendous fun. You're gonna have a lot of fun. You're gonna laugh your butt off.
And what the world needs right now is laughter.
Most
The world
definitely.
needs
Yeah,
laughter.
there's
right
enough.
now.
There's enough sadness in the world. Come on out and just have a couple of hours of just pure fun and entertainment. Thanks, you guys, for being on.
Well, thank you,
Thanks
Kelly.
for having
Thank
us.
you for having us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mending a gown, oh, oh, wouldn't you be delightful? Cleaning up,
Leaning down.
oh, everybody ought to have a maid. Someone who'll be busy as a bumblebee, and even if you're a bumblebee, as graceful as a grouse. Wriggling in the anteroom, jiggling in the dining room, giggling in the dining room,
Wiggling in the other rooms.
puttering all around the house. The house, the house, the house. My kids are impressed. I get the thing I want to be. Free. Nothing for kings, nothing for crowns, something for lovers, flyers, and clowns. Morals tomorrow. Company, 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 company. Tonight.
This episode of The Bill and Callie Show is brought to you by Sip Coffee House 2 in Highland, Indiana on Jewett Avenue. Great coffee, lattes, smoothies, and more. Food and treats you will adore. Small town charm with big city selection. It's Sip Coffee House 2.